FM News Talk 97.1.
On-demand audio. You're listening to Allman in the Morning. Common Sense Radio.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.
622. Thanks to all of you who came out yesterday to God's country there, St. Peter's, and the Americans for Prosperity headquarters. It was a ton of fun. Met a lot of good people out there, and I appreciate you listening to the show. It's interesting. Some people, I tell you this every time, Denise, when I go out to these events and talk to people. They listen to the show. They love the show. I say, what time do you listen? They say like 8:10 to 8:20. Like 10 minutes? You know, because that's the way sometimes people have a commute. Yeah. Then I talk to people who listen from the time the national anthem is on until 9 o'clock. And so, you know, sometimes you're going to be in danger of repeating yourself. Other times, you know, the challenge is to that person who's only listening 10 minutes, you got to have everything in there, you know? So if I'm talking about what I had for lunch, that's not going to work. So you constantly have to kind of be on. And a lot of these people say, well, yeah, I understand. Sometimes I hear things, you know, they're repeated or whatever, or you hear. But this is you constantly need to keep feeding that beast because you want to make sure that you're on top of it. But that always horrifies me when I hear that people listen for 10 minutes. I'm thinking, oh, I hope I didn't.
Hope I covered the really
talk about
important
Kentucky
stuff in
Fried
10
Chicken
minutes.
in 10 minutes there. Yeah, so you got to be careful.
I don't know. What you have for lunch can be really entertaining.
Well, it can be, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, you try to be. You know, listen, this is not rocket science. And it's fun, so. But I appreciate everybody who came out and said hello. All right, let's do the one thing that was missed in all this is actually a really excellent joke that Romney put forth. This is the undercover video again. This is his joke about being Latino. Check it out.
My heritage, my dad, you probably know, was the governor of Michigan and was the head of a car company, but he was born in Mexico. And had he been born of Mexican parents, I'd have a better shot at winning this, but he was not.
So, that's pretty funny. I mean, it's absolutely funny. And yet, apparently, it's being spun like it's some kind of, it's racist or something. I have no idea how that could be construed as racist. And I have no idea how this could be construed as offensive. This is the tape. And by the way, apparently, according to a phone call this morning, and Fox News is reporting that it was Jimmy Carter's son who leaked this to, grandson, who leaked this to Mother Jones. So, and why would you leak it to Mother Jones? The Mother Jones news agency, according to Fox News. I thought Mother Jones was the one where they talk about smoking weed all the time. Or that's High Times. Oh, well, they're both tied in together. You ever read High Times?
No.
Yeah, you have.
No, I haven't.
It's sitting on your coffee table right now. High Times.
It's not.
Big butt of weed on the cover. All right. So anyway, here's the allegedly offending comment from Mitt Romney.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what. All right, there are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they are victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it. But it's an entitlement, and the government should give it to them. And they will vote for this president no matter what.
And he's absolutely right. How is this offensive? And why did this merit, at one point yesterday, the emergency alert not put out by the left-wing media, but by Mitt Romney's campaign himself?
This is a Fox News alert. Presidential candidate Mitt Romney spoke moments ago in California. We just got video in from a news conference there. He is responding to criticism after calling 47% of Americans freeloaders.
Criticism from whom? Criticism from the news media or criticism from Mother Jones? Why are you holding a news conference, dude? So our fearless leader decides he's going to go up there and decide that he's going to have a news conference and draw attention to a comment that actually was more true than it wasn't. And yeah, there are some Republicans out there and some conservatives out there who are not paying taxes. But you know what? You don't count. You're not in that group of people that Romney's talking about. He's not saying that everybody who doesn't pay taxes is a freeloader. He's saying there's a certain percentage out there, and I think, if anything, you quibble with the actual, maybe the percentage or what have you, but the fact of the matter is there are a lot of people out there, and I'll just say 40%. Let's just say 40%. That still is a diabolical number of people who are sitting on their rear ends who don't care or have any investment in righting the fiscal ship in this country. And Romney's absolutely right. And Romney went on in his news conference to say he could have said this better. And as I pointed out with Todd Starnes, the only way you could have said this better is if you said it directly into that iPhone that was recording you so we could hear you better. Now, we're all saying, hey, go up on the stump today and repeat every word you said. Orlando, what's up? I'm not telling the whole story about the tape?
Jamie, there's a part of the tape that talks about what he says is, I don't know his exact words, but he says, I'm not concerned about those people, or they don't matter, or something to that effect.
Well, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it was the one where he says, I'm not paying attention to those people or what have you. And I think that's a product of the campaign. The campaign's not going to reach those people. I mean, obviously, it's not that Romney doesn't care about those people. I mean, Romney would rather see those folks, and he can articulate that today. He'd rather see those folks actually becoming more like Peter, except just not robbed. That's all. But I don't think it means. I know that there's that part of the tape, but that part of the tape that's not how I interpret that. I don't interpret him as saying he doesn't care about those people, but as a fundamental operation of your campaign, you're not going to reach those people because they don't care. And it's true, Orlando, they don't care. They don't have an investment because their investment is in government, not in the economy right now. So, again, John thinks there must be a method to this madness here that he had the news conference. So maybe I'm hoping you're right, my friend. What's up, John?
Yeah, I think it's intentional. Obama controls the news media. We can hear about Arab Springs all the way up to election time, and how you're going to get them back on the economy, other than pointing out things are so bad, 47% of people have to get something from the government. And, Obama's foreign policy is whisper in the ear of the Russian, wait until after the election. All this crap that shows he's worthless, but the news media is not willing to cover it.
Well, John, I think you're right. Then you make me feel a lot better. Maybe then this is a giant conspiracy on the part of the Romney campaign to get the conversation back on the economy. I had already, even before this, decided I was going to stop talking about all the Muslims killing each other over there and lighting fires. And we're going to go back to the economy anyway. And this is a fantastic excuse to do it. So maybe you're right, John. I feel a lot better.